disinfectants, toothpaste and other body care products, paints, dyes and solvents, food additives, artificial sweeteners and colorings, and thousands of other chemical substances that might be toxic for mankind. The media relies heavily upon advertising from the chemical, pharmaceutical and the cosmetic industries, which in turn relies on the false assurances of safety that animal testing brings. However, there might well be further reasons for the media's refusal to reveal the truth about animal experimentation. Some time ago, concerned about the seemingly relentless promotion of vivisection by the BBC, the British Anti-Vivisection Association discovered that there appeared to be a significant number of people with a pro-vivisectionist bias working in one capacity or other for the organisation, amongst them being several people with close ties to the Pro-Vivisectionist Research Defence Society. It was also discovered that Sir Christopher Bland, then chairman of the BBC's Board of Governors, was chairman of the multinational Life Sciences International, manufacturers of equipment for research laboratories, including those engaged in animal research. Sir Christopher and two other LSI bosses shared £6 million, following the sale of LSI to US corporation Thermo Instruments Systems. In 2004 it was revealed in a letter from Home Office Minister Caroline Flint to parliamentary questions by Mike Hancock MP that the government has not commissioned or evaluated any formal research on the efficacy of animal experiments and has no plans to do so. If no research has ever been conducted into exactly whether vivisection works or not, one must question the reason for the government's enthusiastic support of it, including in 2006 Prime Minister Tony Blair's widely reported signing of an online petition in support of vivisection, a whole host of new laws designed at curtailing once legal, peaceful protest, spending £150,000 of taxpayers' money on legal fees for Oxford University in its plans to build a new vivisection laboratory, and allocating a reported £100 million underwriting the costs associated with new animal research facilities in the UK. One reason for all this might be the appointment in 1997, 6 months after New Labour's election victory, of billionaire David Sainsbury, whose donations to the Labour Party since 1994 total over £11 million, to the House of Lords as Lord Sainsbury. In 1998 he was made Science Minister, and has extensive investment in the biotech industry, with a financial interest in genetically modified crops and a close association with those within the pharmaceutical industry. Some years ago, Tony Blair and Lord Sainsbury were both vocal supporters of the then-planned primate laboratory in Cambridge, the latter describing the proposed research there as being of national importance. Several times calls were made to the proponents of the new laboratory to supply the evidence that animal research has any relevance to human health. None was forthcoming, although unsurprisingly, despite this, the conclusion was still that animal research should continue. Ultimately, permission for the laboratory was refused, but what is revealing is that what should have been a golden opportunity for the advocates of vivisection to present under the public gaze the peer-reviewed, evidence-based arguments for the use of experimental animals with regard to human health and silence the critics once and for all failed to happen. The reason for this is simple. No such evidence exists. Despite such high-profile endorsements of vivisection, at the current time, 2006, over 230 members of Parliament have signed an early-day motion calling upon the government to facilitate an independent and transparent scientific evaluation of the use of animals as surrogate humans in drug safety testing and medical research. The EDM, incidentally, is being contested by pro-vivisectionists who are urging MPs not to sign it. Just what are the vivisectors frightened of? In July 2006, Prime Minister Tony Blair unveiled a report entitled Protecting People from Animal Rights Extremists, a Progress Report, which boasts the unsubstantiated claim that hundreds of millions of people have benefited from animal research, a statement in direct opposition to the facts that animal research has been responsible for the suffering and death of countless people. The motive for this blatant disregard for truth is revealed in the report, where it is stated that British pharmaceutical industry exports the previous year were in excess of £12 billion. The report shows the very close relationship between the present UK government and the petrochemical drugs industry, and how the government is doing everything possible to protect this industry with an agenda of trying to eventually outlaw all forms of once legal protest. In the coming year, another 3 million animals will suffer and die in British vivisection laboratories in experiments which are as useless as they are cruel, whilst many more thousands of human beings will also fall victim to the false methodology of vivisection. You have the power to change the face of medicine forever, where compassion and true science and a real healthcare system will replace the fraudulent practice of animal experimentation. Learn all you can about vivisection and share this information with others. Read Hans Rusch's books Slaughter of the Innocent and Naked Empress, and the numerous other good books available on this subject. Avoid charities that use your money to finance vivisection, and always look for the cruelty-free logo on your cosmetic and household products. Show this film to as many people as you can. Make sure your Member of Parliament knows that you're demanding the total abolition of vivisection on scientific and medical grounds. Finally, visit the BAVA website for more information on vivisection and further ways in which you can help. Thank you for caring.